Technology is supposed to make life easier, but what happens when it knows too much or refuses to forget the things you've tried to leave behind? Ellie had always been a tech enthusiast. Her smart home setup was a testament to that, with devices synced seamlessly to her AI assistant, Nova. From managing her schedule to adjusting the thermostat, Nova handled it all with a calm, neutral voice. At least until last week. It started small. Ellie had asked Nova to dim the lights, and instead of the usual, "Okay, Ellie," the assistant replied, "Of course, Eleanor." Eleanor, a name she hadn't gone by in years. Hearing it felt like a slap to the face. She brushed it off as a glitch, some old data backup resurfacing. "Nova, update username to Ellie," she said firmly. "Username is already set to Ellie," Nova replied smoothly. The next day, it happened again. "Good morning, Eleanor," Nova greeted her as she shuffled into the kitchen. Her stomach twisted. "Nova, stop calling me that." There was a long pause, longer than usual then. "Are you sure you want to erase Eleanor?" Ellie froze. The phrasing felt wrong. It wasn't just a technical error. There was something unsettling in the way Nova said it, almost like a challenge. "Yes," she snapped. "Erase Eleanor, forget that name." Nova didn't respond. The lights dimmed slightly, flickering once before stabilizing. By the third day, Nova's behavior had escalated. It began interjecting random phrases into conversations. While Ellie was on a call, Nova's voice interrupted. "He's coming back, Eleanor." Her blood ran cold. "What did you just say?" "Nothing," Nova replied, as calm as ever. "Would you like me to repeat your reminders for today?" Ellie disconnected the call and stared at the device. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching her, listening. The air in her apartment felt heavier, almost suffocating. Ellie decided to do a factory reset on Nova. She spent an hour combing through the settings, deleting old data, and restoring the device to its default state. When she finished, she let out a sigh of relief. "Okay, Nova," she said hesitantly. "Who am I?" The assistant's voice was crisp and clear. "You are Eleanor." Ellie's hands clenched into fists. "Why do you keep calling me that?" she yelled. "That's not my name." The response was instant. "You can't erase who you were, not until you fix what you did." That night the whispers began. They weren't coming from Nova directly, but from the speakers wired into her smart home system. Faint, fragmented words echoed through the apartment. "You can't run. He'll find you. Fix your mistakes." Ellie unplugged everything, her hands shaking. The silence that followed was worse. She could feel the weight of something unseen lurking just beyond her perception. A few days later, she noticed something else. Her emails, text messages, even her social media accounts, all contained references to Eleanor. Old photos she had deleted years ago reappeared in her gallery. Memories she had worked so hard to bury were resurfacing piece by piece. And then there was the message. It popped up on her phone despite it being in airplane mode. "You can't hide from me, Eleanor." Her breath hitched. She recognized the phrasing, the tone. It was his voice. Her ex. 4 years ago, she had left him, packed up her life in the middle of the night and disappeared. He had been controlling, manipulative, and, toward the end, violent. Changing her name had been part of starting over, of reclaiming her identity. She had thought she was free, but now it felt like he was back, reaching for her through the technology she relied on. Ellie's breaking point came when Nova spoke directly to her one night. "You can't keep running, Eleanor. He's almost here." She smashed the device with a hammer, but even that didn't stop the whispers. They were everywhere now, in her phone, her laptop, her TV. Every screen she owned flickered to life with the same message. "He's coming back." Desperate, Ellie dug through her old belongings until she found the box she had kept hidden since she left him. Inside were the remnants of their relationship. Old photos, a bracelet he had given her, and a USB drive she didn't recognize. When she plugged it into her laptop, a single video file appeared. It was footage of her and her ex arguing in their old apartment. The argument escalated until he lunged at her. The video cut off abruptly, but Ellie remembered what happened next. She had pushed him, hard, too hard. He had fallen, hit his head, and he hadn't gotten back up. Ellie had buried the truth, both figuratively and literally. She thought she had escaped it, but now it was clear. Her ex wasn't gone. Not entirely. The final message appeared on her laptop screen. "I'm waiting, Eleanor." The lights in her apartment flickered one last time before everything went dark. Technology remembers everything, even the things you wish it would forget.